Hey guys, I know I'm a little bit late. You've been waiting. You didn't see me yesterday, so you're a little bit anxious for Hawkeye Tone. But the powers that be told me that I need to stop acting certain ways, especially when it comes to anal cavity stuff and etc. I'm supposed to give you guys what you want. So tonight I'm going to give exactly what you want. Middies. So... Hey guys, what is going on? I'm glad to see that y'all back. I know that y'all glad to see that I'm back. Haven't been canceled yet. You're gonna have to do more. But we are coming in red hot off this weekend. We had a big weekend for MMA, especially considering it was Bellator weekend. Oh, you know I've been looking forward to this since last year. So the heavyweight Grand Prix kicked off and it finished. We had a whole lot of good matches. We seen a leg TKO. It was crazy. I mean, literally the guy kicked the man for 2 rounds straight until he was like, all right, I'm done. Limped off. We also seen that Nelson and Matron finally went against each other for the second time in their careers. The first time they went against each other was in the Ultimate Fighter way back when. So it was good to see these two have another competitive match. But, you know, things happen, and I know you've heard of Watergate, Nixon. I know you heard of Deflategate, Brady. And now we have Toegate, which is Nelson. So in a big thing that happened, Big Country Nelson was actually accused by Mac Matron, the meathead himself, of actually cheating, being along the lines of cheating during their match. And if you look at it, you can see that Nelson wasn't playing fair, which is actually out of his character, honestly. He's always been an honorable fighter. He's always been a guy that people will say behind the scenes that he's a really good guy. But this time around, after 2 rounds of getting beat in the face by Matt, he said, screw it. I'm not doing this. I am cheating. I'm going for the win. I want the gold. You know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And best believe that's what he did as he continually did his signature of pin you under his big belly and pound him on the face. He put his toes on the gate. You know, the octagon gate, the thing you're not supposed to hold on to. Yeah, he put his toes on it. And you can actually see the ref motioning like, hey, stop doing that. And he looked at the ref and gave him an idea, kept punching him. I'm like, fam, you know he can see you, right? You know we can see you, right? Meathead went on to say he's not a friend of Nelson's anymore and everything. He still got the win. A win's a win. And, you know, so whatever. People cheat all the time. I mean, how many times have you been in wrestling? Well, I was in wrestling, of course, as a student and everything. I'm a student of the game. And one of my favorite things was to check people oil. You don't know what that is? Well, that's when you take your thumb and you go anal cavity searching. See, boss? I snuck it in there. Ha! Shouldn't have told me not to. In breaking news with Bellator, veteran Marlon Sandro has been charged with attempted murder. Then this is just broke earlier. So I guess him and his fiance got into it back in early February, and he was choking her out, threatening her with a knife, and choking her with a pillow. So he's being charged with attempted murder. He's like 40 years old, Brazilian fighter. I don't know what she said to him, but I wouldn't really want to argue with a guy that's, like 5'11" and has a fighting record of 28-7-2. And honestly, the man's is like 5'11", but like 110 pounds. So, he's got a lot to be mad about. Overcompensating. Get you a big guy. You see how I already pushed myself in there? Slide in my DMs. But in other news, Cody Rhodes actually put out a tweet earlier this week basically saying that, the American Nightmare, basically saying, I hate to say this, but no matter how mad I make you, don't try to jump the barricade to attack me. And honestly, it's tasteless. I've always thought it was tasteless to try to jump a barricade. It was back in the day somebody tried to do it against Stone Cold and Triple H beat the hell out of him. And I have to be honest. Let's be honest. These guys are professionally trained to get beat up. They are millionaires of basically being stunt people. So you really think your drunk self is gonna be able to take down this guy? I don't give a damn if he's 110 pounds. See what I did there? I gotta backtrack. No. Oh, okay. So you don't do this. This is just a FCN hot tip for y'all. Don't jump barricades trying to fight professional stunt people. All right? You look stupid. You look real stupid. Don't do it. In UFC news, Anderson Silva came out there saying that it could be based off, he actually failed a drug test, a steroid test for 2 banned substances back in October. Well, he is claiming that, of course, that he had no idea. What am I saying? I don't even know how to say that. He is the GOAT. A lot of people refer to him. No, he's the GOAT. He's the guy. If you beat Anderson, that was when you got your name. But because nobody really beat him in his prime, it didn't really matter. But he doesn't plan on retiring from MMA. The thing is, he did fail those 2 drug tests, and USDA policy is basically saying he's getting a 4-year ban off of it. And he's basically like, well, I didn't know what it was, and it could be from these pills or supplements, dietary supplements that he was using in order to recover. If you guys remember back in the day, he had a very chilling leg injury where he snapped his leg literally in half in the midst of a fight. It was one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in life. Bogut did it in basketball. I think Hayward did it in basketball. So for a fighter to kick someone in their leg to snap, maybe he do need some HGH. Let that man be great. But he is trying to get cleared as soon as possible because there is supposed to be a dream fight between him, dream boxing match. Now, take in mind, Anderson does have a background in Brazilian boxing. So there's supposed to be a dream match between him and Roy Jones Jr.
What?
And that would be like, listen,
Nobody wants to see those two.
I want to see that fight, right? I want that to be the co-main event to Mayweather versus McGregor in the octagon. I want just a whole bunch of crazy things that we never thought that we was gonna see. I want to see Barney versus Optimus Prime. I want to see. We got to move on to the next segment.
If you want to stay there, you can say.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of beating the dead horse right now. I don't know. But best wishes to you, Anderson Silva. You are the greatest. You are really one of the main reasons that I watched back in the day. I always wanted to see you and GSP go at it. Never got to see it. So, I do want to see you return to the octagon. And also in UFC news, Donald Cowboy Corona finally made his mark in the UFC. I'm not talking about a title, though, because we know every time he's at a title fight, he's lost. But he did tie the record with Michael Bisping for most wins in UFC history at 20. So, at least when it's all said and done, he's going down in the record books, even though he can't. What's up with him being impotent? Like, he gets to the title match and just don't perform. That's all I'm saying. If you gonna make some runs, just do the thing, man. You can beat up everybody else, but you can't get a title. Cowboy, I like you. Damn. Is there really any Cowboys in Colorado? That's where he's from.
Are you asking me?
I'm asking.
If there are any Cowboys in Colorado.
Cowboys, Colorado?
Yeah, I'm almost certain of it.
Huh. Who knew? Yeah. Weed and Cowboys. Colorado sounds like a great place.
It is if you're white. Yeah. Yeah. But it is nice though. Colorado's very nice. It is.
I'll have to visit sometime.
Yeah.
Not gonna stay.
Yeah.
Just passing through.
Yeah. I was in an affair the last time I was in Colorado. In Denver, actually.
Was it a what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, find it.
So it was a good affair or a bad affair?
Oh, it was a good affair. It was a really good affair.
Is there a such thing as a bad affair, though?
Yes, there is, because it did go left afterwards. It did go left.
Ah, I see.
Yep. Yeah. I listened to her. We were in a hotel room, and she was talking to her husband and saying how much she loved him, and she was butt naked. They bear with me, so.
I'm pretty much going to Colorado now. I have my vote of confidence is go Colorado.
It's dope. You'll find you a nice thick white girl. They're plentiful there. Yeah.
Secret white baby. Tone and his secret white baby. Need to go, pro. In WWE news, y'all be thinking I don't be knowing cause I be over here talking. Y'all just be thinking I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Alright, cause we broke it down for y'all. Guess who's in the Hall of Fame? Jeff Jarrett. I was gonna do the double J thing, but I ain't spelling no another grown man name like that. So, Jeff Jarrett was actually announced on Monday officially that he's being entered in the WWE Hall of Fame. Great. We broke it down for you last week because I know y'all watched last week's episode. The only thing I did have a problem with this announcement is they did his Hall of Fame video was pretty much him in the early 90s when he was doing the Ric Flair hair and the Fritzu and listen. He had one of the best runs as a heel in the Attitude Era. When he cut all that hair, had that spiky hair, he was coming out there talking all that crap. And then y'all give him the dancing robot strutting thing with I hated it. I thought that this was the Jarrett that they was going to put up, and they should have, but nevertheless, congratulations, Jeff Jarrett, founder of TNA Wrestling.
Yeah, I like to chime in on that. I definitely agree with what you're saying about the video package that they put together to announce his Hall of Fame introduction. I think that they should have definitely had more WCW stuff.
Yes.
Like his run in WCW, in my opinion, was epic. But I also have said this time and time again that I don't know what his actual drawing power was when he was champ in WCW. However, he's primarily being put in the WWE probably because he and Vince really, they do have a good relationship.
They have a great relationship.
They have a great relationship, and he will go down. Like when you talk about IC champions,
he's gonna be.
He's probably in the top 3. He's probably in the top 3 greatest IC champs of all time. And I wish that Vince, that the TNA deal would have gone through
Yeah.
to get that footage.
And
that's what he wanted.
You're getting ahead of me. You're getting ahead of
I'm
me.
sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Back to your show.
Yeah. So I was just actually thinking about that. Thank you, Revolution. With him being inducted and him being a founder, and it's not like, I don't know the background politics because I don't count other people's money because I barely can count my own. I just wait for direct deposit and hopefully my stuff isn't in overdrive. And so I'm wondering, with him being inducted, will this actually bring forth TNA previous videos like Road to Glory and things of that sort, if that's gonna be some kind of backhand thing to bring forth those videos getting put on the WWE network?
I'll say this. Remember Dixie? What video was Dixie in? She was in Kurt Angle's documentary, right? And Dixie Carter. No one in a million years thought that Dixie would actually work with Vince McMahon and WWE. However, it happened.
Correct.
Will she allow that? I don't know. I mean, Samoa Joe didn't get any video. Kurt Angle didn't get any video.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
We've also seen images when they're talking about Samoa Joe and they're talking about Shinsuke and they're talking about AJ Styles. They have shown images and had courtesy of TNA at the bottom.
Okay.
So, it's for them to even acknowledge that this is a TNA picture.
Yeah.
It was tremendous to me.
Absolutely, but it's no different than, NBC, CBS, TNT, ESPN, Fox Sports 1. They all have to do that. FCN. If you're having some type of sports broadcast and you use the image, like everyone knows that the All-Star game was on one network, but the other networks still have to talk about it.
Correct.
So they have to get that footage, just like if it's the NFL or whatnot. So I would like it, though. Like, to be honest, I think that you and I have talked about that plenty off camera. I think it'll be a good addition because to eliminate people's entire run from the sport.
Yeah, you basically say Kurt Angle was in WWE till 05, 06, and then he just disappeared.
Right.
Now he comes back. It's like, no, him, Booker T, Sting, they had one of the greatest, literally one of the best factions in all of wrestling history in TNA. And if you guys could get them videos and get that broadcast, listen, I would totally be down to put out that $9.99 and stop freeloading on somebody else's.
Okay, you got a couple comments here.
Let's get some comments on that note.
Let's get some comments here really quickly. In 1 second, I'm gonna run your bumper, but.
What am I doing first? What am I? Comment section.
Yeah, the comment section. Okay, so you have Kenny Ferguson. He basically laughed out loud. I believe it was due to the fact of the anal cavity searching, which J. Cole is it said anal cavity searching. He also said yes. There are Cowboys in Colorado. Leon Battle, my man. We went to college together. Me and Leon.
Going on, Leon.
Leon said anal, and I listen. I know his voice. I know Leon's voice very well. He's like anal. Leon is funny, man.
We all childish. We all so childish.
Leon's very childish, but he's hilariously childish. And then J. Cole is it said, I never liked JJ's shtick, but he was a great wrestler.
Yes. Thank you, J. Cole. And I totally agree. I've always liked Jeff Jarrett. I thought that he had one of the best. So you see, a lot of people talk about the rivalries between Stone Cold and The Rock and Triple H. Jeff Jarrett had a really great rivalry with Stone Cold. When those two went at it, it was great. And it makes me think, who would you want to induct Jeff Jarrett? I'll do y'all one better. Who else to induct Jeff Jarrett than The Miz? Think about it. Hot girlfriend, hot escort to the ring. The Miz has Maurice. Jeff Jarrett had Deborah. You hate to love him, but love to hate him. The Miz, Jeff Jarrett, Skull Crusher finale. The Stroke. The Miz, Jeff Jarrett, Figure 4 leg lock. The Miz, Jeff Jarrett. All-time great IC champions. The Miz, Jeff Jarrett.
I see what you're doing there.
You see what I'm doing?
Now I see what you're doing.
Now, World Heavyweight Championship runs. Great championship runs. Because, believe me, WCW Jeff Jarrett, 4-time heavyweight champion, amazing runs. The Miz, how many times have you seen me on the show saying, yo, put the main strap on him? The Miz, Jeff Jarrett. So, I'm gonna hit Vince's cell phone. I can't call him all the time because he be traveling and everything.
Yes.
Actually, I need to call Triple H because Vince kind of been handling the XFL stuff. He trying to he said, yeah, it's cool. You talk to Trip. I'm gonna talk over here with J. Cole because J. Cole don't mess with the NFL, but he wants J. Cole to cover the XFL in 2020. So I'm gonna hit Trip and be like, hey man. The Miz, Jeff Jarrett.
If I may, I think my top 2 picks to induct. Well, no, he can't because he's getting inducted that same night. Oh, I was gonna say Bully. I forgot. Bully Ray is gonna be inducted that night.
Yep.
So that's out. So I think it'll be Sting or Kurt Angle.
Sting or Kurt Angle?
I think it's going to be Sting or Kurt Angle.
It could be there's plenty of people he could do. You could have AJ because AJ wouldn't be AJ without the X division.
Oh, wow. You're right. Okay. So let me ask you this question in your expert opinion. When you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, right? Does that mean you're back at the WWE? Like, what's Jarrett's status right now with NWA TNA wrestling?
I have no idea what his status is behind the scene because there was so much going on. I know that Jeff stepped away from TNA for a long period of time, a Global Impact Wrestling, whatever they want to call themselves now. Like I said, I would hope that Jeff is back. I mean, he's 50 years old. It's not like, he's only 50. He's real young.
No, he's only 50.
He's only 50. Yeah. So, I don't think he's going to do another wrestling run, but to see him, I would like to see him on the same level as a GM, etc., as John Laurinaitis. I think that he would do great with his spiel as a GM, just like John Laurinaitis did. It would be great to see him back in WWE on WWE programming in any way, form, or fashion. So, congrats to Jeff Jarrett. So, yeah. The man, the myth, the legend. The Miz, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett. You got to say it with some emphasis.
Okay, move
On
along.
Raw, we seen that it's actually going to be, it's just a one-upsmanship going on right now. One thing I did like about this week's Raw was that they didn't have these long-winded promos. Like, oh God. They gave us basically 2 hours of a 7-man preview to the Elimination Chamber, which I thought that was kind of weird, but whatever, So it was a gauntlet match, which Seth Rollins looks like the guy to beat. I don't think he's gonna win Elimination Chamber personally, but He did last the longest of that gauntlet match, which ended with Braun Strowman winning, of course. But listen, The Miz hit a skull crushing finale on Braun Strowman, and I was like, yo, what? Get that man the Universal title, baby. Get him the strap. Listen, give him both straps. You could be like Jeff Jarrett. How Jeff Jarrett had the Intercontinental and the European. Give him the Universal and the Intercontinental.
Listen, I don't want to sound like a know-it-all, but when I told you all, I said the guy that would make this whole thing make sense moving forward would be The Miz. I said let's have The Miz win and bring wrestling back.
Yes.
Because they are playing him as a by any means necessary. He'll cheat. He has the goons. He will do it. Like, I could see them. They already gave us an illusion of the Skull Crush finale on Braun Strowman,
yes,
who has handed a couple hands to Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Yes. My point exactly.
So, you want to have some heat with the WWE Universe. Put the Universal title on the guy that should have it, that puts asses in the seats. He has been the most consistent performer in the last 4 years.
Listen, go back in the WWE Network's catalog. We was just because we, behind the scenes, we do all kinds of studying because we're students of the game. And we was looking at Royal Rumble from like 2010, 2011, and The Miz was the guy back then.
He was the guy.
He was the guy back then.
He was the guy, man. That was 8 years. And we were like, man, The Miz has been wrecking shop for a long time now. Let me say this, though. I want to go back to your other point. I thought that, let me say this. WWE, who's ever in creative, they've handled the Elimination Chamber incorrectly. I think that they should have had, is how many entrants is in the...
It is 7, it's 7 entrants this year.
Okay.
3 are starting, it's starting off triple threat style, and then the other 4 will enter randomly. Well, not randomly. Miz is number 1.
Right.
Elias is 7.
I think they should have had the original 3 people, right, named. And then for the next 3 weeks, they should have had different matches to determine. And I think because that gauntlet match was weird. Like, we already know who's in it. So it was like, what are y'all doing? And I literally said that when we were watching. I said, no, this should have been for the final spot.
Yes.
You know, they should have had different matches each week. But this is very telling. I want to say this, too, really quickly, if I can. That this is really telling about where the WWE is going after WrestleMania, because they said that they're not going to have separate pay-per-views.
Correct.
So what do you think moving forward? Do you see more brand swapping and promoting on each other's shows on SmackDown and Raw as opposed to just pay-per-views?
Yes, I totally see it. We're seeing it there, and let's be honest. Vince is not a person to misstep. He might not catch on as quick, but there's never a misstep. He's not wrong about a lot of things. Now, with that being said, do we know who came up with the mixed match challenge?
Triple H.
Triple H came up with it, right?
Yeah.
And y'all don't think that this was a way to have cross promotion between Raw and SmackDown, because you have people from Raw facing people from SmackDown as well? And then you start seeing the numbers. You start seeing, if we start promoting both ways, red and team blue, team purple, ain't that what you do on the color wheel, red, blue?
Well, 205 is purple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dummy!
Yeah. Well played, sir.
So, Yes, I think they're gonna start cross promoting it. I do want to see that. I want to see, because let's be honest, with it, I remember when SmackDown was the show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you that came on Friday nights at the end of the week. Monday, you get like an
No,
hour.
sir. The original SmackDown
came on Thursday.
Came on Thursdays.
On UPN.
On UPN. On You Pick a Nigga Network. It was on Thursday.
This show what? Because all the black shows was on UPN. That
All of them. But you know, that's what. Whenever television networks are starting out,
They
right, they always go to the minorities. Look what happened to WB, right?
Oh wow.
WB had a lot of black shows. What was another one that had a bunch of black shows? What was the one that had Homeboys from Outer Space? Was that UPN?
That was UPN too.
That was UPN too. Like
Wow.
they literally build up. Fox did it with In Living Color. You know,
Yeah,
like they build their network off of blacks, and then once they get on, they don't look back. And let's go back to the big dog, NBC. Who saved NBC?
I'm not sure who.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, that's
Bill
right.
Cosby.
That
Bill
was right,
Cosby.
Yeah.
Then who kept that momentum going? Will Smith. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
was on NBC. And then after that, they got rid of all the blacks, and that network became very, very white. Once the ratings go up, then they get rid of you, and they move in all the white people. So there you go.
Maybe y'all should unify. What kind of stuff they can come up with next? No, it's unify Black Panther. No, okay, whatever. Yeah, I know. So yeah, like he said it for me. I thought Raw was weird. At least we don't know at this point. Let whoever win to go against. I don't care. I don't. But SmackDown had some of the best tag team. I'm sorry. Look, so I'm a Riot Squad fan, and it's for the weirdest reason, because you got a blonde, a black haired, a brunette, and they was in the ring with Becky Lynch and Naomi. And I would personally like to be in a mixed match challenge with just them five. And I'm probably going to get fined for that. But SmackDown had a good show where this week where AJ Styles went against Baron Corbin in the main event. That was pretty decent. More KO versus Shane McMahon. More Daniel versus yada this, yada that. But we did get to see Jinder Mahal. And I was excited. Listen, one of the Singh brothers' leg is broken or something like that, so he's out. So it's kind of lopsided. But he's a goon anyway. I don't even. What did we ever come up with that? Did FCN ever come up with that list for goon henchman stuff? Because I don't think he's a goon, because he's too little. He's like a foot level soldier. I guess foot level soldier would be a good.
We back in the day, we used to call those kind of guys footies. Footies.
Okay. Yeah.
Footies. They're just a footy.
So Jinder came out, him and one of his footies, and basically it's looking like it's gonna be a triple threat at the SmackDown pay-per-view Fastlane for the United States title between Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Randy Orton. The recently hair-grown Randy Orton. Believe his hairline is so weird, fam. Like, I don't know what's going on, because he got it slicked back like Elvis, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how I feel about this, Randy. Cut your hair again. I need you to be all bald and scary and intimidating. You starting to look like Baron Corbin a little bit too much for me, and it creeps me out. So, SmackDown was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I especially enjoyed the Riot Squad. I think what they're doing is great. They have a better put. I don't know. See, Absolution on Raw and Riot Squad on SmackDown hit the same spiel at the same time. So it's kind of overbearing. But with Paige out, it seems like Ruby Riott has stepped it up, because Paige is gone, so the pale one of Raw is gone, so I got to be the pale of SmackDown. And
well, I think Ruby made a conscious decision to do that regardless. Like, she looked like she was like, no, I'm getting ready to take this to another level. But I want to go back to what you said about the United States Championship. I think that a program with Jinder Mahal and Bobby Roode would be amazing.
Yes.
I think that's the type of program. And let's be very honest here. If we can keep the three of them, Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, and Jinder Mahal, and there are three different levels of careers when you look at and
Randy, no, seriously.
Like it'll be. Oh, excuse me, I said Baron Corbin, Randy Orton, he's a vet. Bobby Roode's a vet too, but not a WWE vet.
Not a WWE vet.
He's not a WWE guy. And then Jinder Mahal, who still is rough around the edges, but I think that keeping them all in a mix together would be amazing. But I would really like to see a program with Roode and Mahal, especially hoping maybe even after Mania. Maybe if they have a great Mania and then take that forward, would be pretty dope. It'll be pretty dope.
I agree with that. I think Roode is doing I wouldn't say it's not mediocre. It's an okay job with the title, right? Because he's a fighting champion. I like it. I think creative still have things to do, but I also want to see him start excelling himself the same way The Miz does with the IC title. If you start treating this title like, hey, this is the number one title. I don't care what you say. This is the number one title. Then I want to see that prestige to it.
Well, okay, I get that, but you have a problem with that. First and foremost, when John Cena had it, it was John Cena, right?
Yep.
So he was making it the best because you're the best guy with that title. So it's easy when the number one guy can elevate a mid-card title, right? But here's the problem with your analogy with The Miz versus Bobby Roode. The Miz is the number one guy on Raw. Brock isn't there.
That's true.
So he has no one in his way.
When AJ is the number one.
When AJ is the number one guy there. So it's The Miz is gonna get more tick. He's gonna be able to say and behave like I am the flagship champion. So when you have two guys and in the heavyweight and in the mid card champ, which is USA, Bobby Roode, that it's hard because they're only going to give you so many minutes on the clock.
That's one thing I did notice about SmackDown just today. When I was watching the show, I was sitting there. Honestly, there's no heel champions.
Well, Roode isn't necessarily a face. Like you have to. This is the problem with kayfabe in this era right now. Everybody is in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Everybody is trying to be an anti-hero. Everybody is trying to dance this thin line, and they're all in between heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Like they're all in between heaven and hell. One day they'll do something dirty. The next day they're giving a kid their T-shirt or something. It's very bizarre, but you were right. Like that. But can I say this? That's the reason why I love Jinder. There were no blurred lines. You knew exactly what he was. He was a heel. He got the most amazing heat from WWE Universe. You want to see a guy like that running roughshod over the company.
Yes. Thank you. Well, you heard it from me. You heard it from him. You know what we talk about. We got any more comments?
J. Cole chimed in. He just said The Miz. He's. I didn't know J. Cole was a fan of The Miz. Did you know he was a fan of The Miz?
No, I didn't.
I did not know that. That's refreshing. I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. Anything else you'd like to say out there to the people?
Make sure you join us tonight for Gianni Versace's shank stab 8 porn stuff thingy thing. I got shouted out on Prime News. Hey, first time for everything. Probably the last time if I keep going this way. But, you know, tell everybody about us, you know, your cousin Jeff, that guy, The Miz. All right, I need to stop that. But make sure you go like our page, share, subscribe, comment. We got all kinds of stuff, content, and all that great stuff. Tell your soon-to-be ex-girlfriend about me, because once she see me, she's gonna see a young, strapping entrepreneur with his own show. What she needs you for. Good night, everybody. Good night. I'm out.
The million